Hello, welcome to FightCore USA.
You ever seen a Category 5 hurricane? They call it the Eye of the Storm. It was a brief moment of calm right before the most violent part of it hits. That's what I see happening in this fight. These two fighters are aggressive, all-action fighters who love to come forward and trade leather. And this fight is going to be just that, an absolute whirlwind of non-stop action from the opening bell. You can expect these two to come out and start winging leather right from the opening bell. I think it's going to be a very high volume of punches thrown. It's going to be blistering pace, non-stop throughout this entire fight. So just get ready for a veritable tornado of controlled and beautiful violence. And there will be a moment of calm in the center of that storm. And that's right before the knockout. We'll explain it all right now. But first, don't forget to support us! Like this video, comment below, and check out our other great content. So, the first thing I want to say is these are two heavy hitters. This is not a secret if you follow MMA. You know, both of these guys can knock you out cold with one punch, and they love to come forward and throw those punches. So we're going to see two guys that are going to come forward, that are going to look to be aggressive, look to be in your face. There's no secret about that. They're not going to try to disguise anything. They're going to come out swinging. And I think that sets up for an incredible, dramatic moment right before the knockout. But let me tell you why. I think that these two guys, when they get in the octagon together, it's going to be this kind of fight. Let me start by saying that Israel Adesanya, he's got incredible movement. He's so fluid. He moves forward, backwards, laterally. He's got great footwork. He's very comfortable in the pocket. Sean Strickland, if he gets in the pocket, is dangerous. You saw what he did to Uriah Hall. You saw how he hurt him. And then eventually he just, gashed out and just started winging haymakers and ended up getting a knockout victory. Now, Israel Adesanya, he's definitely got the advantage in terms of striking volume, in terms of technique. He's probably gonna outbox Sean Strickland. However, I think that Sean Strickland's power is gonna keep him in this fight. Now, Israel Adesanya has shown that he can take a punch. He's been hit with some big shots. In fact, in his last fight against Jared Cannonier, he was rocked, staggered, and although he recovered, that shows that Israel is not invincible. It can be hurt, and if Sean Strickland lands a clean shot, I think he can hurt Israel. The reason I believe that this will be an all-out war at a blistering pace is because of two things. No. One, Sean Strickland is a pressure fighter. He comes forward. He's relentless. He does not stub. He's like a shark that smells blood in the water. And the more that he sees that he can hurt Israel, or he sees that he can get inside the range, he has gone now, turn up the pressure, and he has gone now, make it uncomfortable. For Israel Adesanya, now Israel has shown that he can box and move and stay away from bigger, stronger opponents. But I think Sean's pressure, relentlessness is gone. I'll force him into the pocket where I think Sean has the advantage. And that's because Sean's got a southpaw stance. So it gives him a different look. It makes it harder to gauge distances. And Sean also has the advantage because he's coming forward. His right hand, his power hand, is going to be the lead. So he's going to have that power hand forward. That power hand first, much more often than his left. Now, for Israel, His lead leg kicks are going to be a huge factor in this fight. He's going to try to measure distance with those kicks. He's going to try to judge on. But I think that if Israel tries to use those kicks too much, or tries to rely on them, that's gonna leave him open. Because if you watch Sean Strickland, he's game. He's willing to eat a shot, eat a kick, to get inside and land his own. And if Israel leaves himself vulnerable with those kicks, Sean could very well catch him and land something vicious. So that's why I think this fight is gonna be at such a fast pace. It's because Sean's pressure, his relentlessness, is gonna force Israel into uncomfortable positions. And that's when you're gonna see these two heavyweights trade leather, trade bombs. And it's gonna be exciting, but there's gonna be a brief moment of calm before the storm. And that's right before the knockout. When two aggressive fighters like this, they get in the cage with each other, you usually see one of two things happen. Either they end up knocking each other out, or the fight goes to the mat and an essay brawl on the ground. But this fight, I think, is gonna be standing. I think these guys are gone now. Stay on their feet. And they re-gon the wing ladder until one of them drops. But right before that, you're gonna see a brief moment of calm. You're gonna see a moment where maybe they're circling each other, they're sizing each other up, they're trying to figure out what's going on. And that's when it clicks that these guys are hurting each other and the pace is blistering. And that's when it slows down for just a split second right before the knockout. That's what I call the calm in the eye of the storm. This will be an all-out war, a true battle of attrition, a strike fest. I think it's going to be one of those fights that'll leave you completely breathless. It'll have you on the edge of your seat the entire time. I don't think this one goes the distance. I think that one of these guys is going to finish the fight. But either way, it's going to be memorable, dramatic, and it's not a fight you're going to want to miss. Now, with that said, we can look at this fight a few different ways. For Israel Adesanya, his movement is going to be a huge factor. He's going to need to be able to stay just on the outside of Sean's ring. He's got to be able to pepper him with jabs, maybe some kicks, keep him at bay, keep him from getting inside. But I think Sean's pressure is going to be too much. And even if Israel can stay outside, I think Sean's gonna pressure him. Force him back to the cage and eventually close the distance. Once they get in close, it's gonna be a different story. And that's when Sean's gonna have the advantage because again, he's got that southpaw stance. He's gonna have that power hand forward. He's gonna have the shorter, stockier arms, which is better in the clinch. Better in close quarters, and that power hand is going to be that lead right hand for Israel Adesanya. He can't get sucked into brawling with Sean Strickland. He's got to use his boxing skills. He's got to pick Sean apart. If he tries to box, keep it at distance, I think he wins the fight. But if he gets sucked into a brawl, this will be a short night for Israel. It'll get caught with one of those trademark Sean Strickland power shots, and he will get knocked out. In reality, though, this is going to be a war. These guys are both known for being knockout artists, and I think it's going to be an out brawl. It's going to be a fisticuffs, a flurry of fists, until one of them drops. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Do you think it's going to go to the distance? Will it be let us know in the comments below.
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.